This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Football is back.
Let's go, baby!
On July 26th and 27th, teams across the league take the field for Back Together Weekend, presented by YouTube TV.
Let's do this for the fans!
With 2 full days of practices, player interviews, and behind-the-scenes access, it's a can't-miss NFL reunion.
Whoa!
Back Together Weekend, presented by YouTube TV, July 26th and 27th. Go to NFL.com/BackTogetherWeekend for more information.
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
This message is sponsored by Greenlight. With school out, summer is the perfect time to teach our kids real-world money skills they'll use forever. Greenlight is a debit card and the #1 family finance and safety app used by millions of families, helping kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely. Parents can send their kids money and track their spending and saving, while kids build money confidence and skills in fun ways. Start your risk-free Greenlight trial today at greenlight.com/iHeart. That's greenlight.com/iHeart.
And boom! Common man, no show prep, no solid plan. Spins a yarn, begins a tale. The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in, it's time for Common Man. Common man, charms the housewives like no one can. What you shoot? Where we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
from Brown. He's the fourth in the North. This is the Common Man program. A little of this, a little of that, with the emphasis on the lat. Ack, ack, a dack, and dack, dack, ack to you and yours. I'm the Common Man, Dan Cole. I'm a radio dinosaur. This is my La Brea Tarp at KFAN. Someday archaeology music up. Hit it. No, up. Crescendo. Thank you. I need the applause so I can continue to go on. We, as egotistical talk show hosts, we thrive on applause. It's like it's what feeds us. It's what keeps. It's what nourishes us. We all with the big ego. The only thing bigger than my ego is my prostate. But that's another story in itself. Cold, dead, rigor mortis laden lips no longer. They're either mummified or fossilized. Neumann, BCM 104. The regular listeners of the program would probably realize we've got a fill-in producer today. Just by the way, the open went, and we don't know who it's going to be today. So let's go ahead and spin wheel of Oh, we didn't do that. That's right.
Come on.
No, that wasn't your fault.
Not my fault, no.
Brett Blakemore said, I don't have time.
We gave him like 6 minutes.
I used to say this to Tenneby all the time. I'd ask Tenneby this, and he'd say, well, we'll see what we can do. I'll give it a try. Well, no, that's not what you want to hear. I want to hear, well, of course I'll get it done.
Right.
Not a problem. And then if you don't, I'm probably going to forget that I asked anyways. But at least...
You didn't forget this time.
At least somebody say... I've never, ever said that in response to my direct superior, my boss. I've never said, I'll give it a shot. I don't know if I can pull it off. I say, I'll get it done. Yeah, well, it'll get done. And then if it doesn't, I say, I gave it everything I got and I couldn't get it done. Maybe it's just preemptive. Maybe they're trying to preempt the disappointment that would be etched across my face. But we were going to do Wheel of Producer. Kara. It wouldn't, if it would have been Brett, it would have been Brett Blakemore. Or it would have been Sam. The other, he's our other. So there's three of you now, right? Fill-in producer types. Right?
Yeah, there's three of us. Yep.
Three of us, because that's all there is, right? Because Max is no longer filling in as producer. She's gone on to the bigger and better things.
Exactly.
So it's our regulars, and then you're in. And you actually, I think you got to, well, it depends. I don't know if you like producing the Common Man program, but you got a break from having to. Were you actually going out to the state fairgrounds and you were supposed to swab the deck and gussy up the KFAN booth? You were supposed to clean it up?
You're supposed to move all the boxes, clean everything up, get it ready. It was more of just moving boxes in the 100-degree weather, so I'm not too mad I got out of that.
Yeah.
No offense.
That's what I would have said, yeah.
Right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was, that's what the point I was getting to was a nice break for you, really, to be, unless you hate producing the program. If your choice is sit here for 3 hours and put up with my stuff, or sit in a cramped little radio booth cleaning it up and trying to get it ready to go, because the state fair is right around the corner. I will tell you this. Are you familiar with the story of Aladdin's lamp?
Yes.
So somebody discovered Aladdin's lamp. They rubbed the genie lamp, and the genie came out and said, Master, you have 3 wishes. If that were to happen to me, my first wish would be to have 3 more wishes. See, I'd get 6 then. So actually, I'd have 5. It sounds like more than 4. Because I would go from 3, my first wish, down to 2 would be to get 3 more. Now I'm up to 5, right? And then my second wish would be that it was 12 noon tomorrow for training camp. I'm willing to give up one of those wishes and give away an entire day just so it could be training camp tomorrow, because to me, it's the most wonderful time of the year. We will be at TCO Performance Center. I like to call it the New Winter Park. When I started calling it the New Winter Park, I think I was told through the grapevine, maybe this was just made up to get me going, but someone affiliated with the soon-to-be big game world champion Minnesota Vikings was a bit annoyed and said, well, wait, that's not the name. It's not Winter Park. It's TCO Performance Center. And I understand, much like we broadcast live from the 651 Carpets Plus studios. I understand there's naming rights that go with it. The Connecticut Water Systems Hotline, and you know me, I'm all for marketing, advertising, for getting your name out there and labeling things. But I call it the TCO Performance Center and the New Winter Park because it used to be called Winter Park when it was in Eden Prairie because of longtime owner Max Winter. And so it was named after him and honor him. So just because they move locations should we just forget about Max then? I don't think that's right. Why should the memory of Max Winter just disappear because Twin Cities Orthopedics has bought the naming rights? So we call it the TCO Performance Center, a.k.a. the new Winter Park. And so we'll be there starting tomorrow. And I look for, I have the schedule in front of me. I'll look here maybe during the break, but we have half a dozen days that we will be out there. We were supposed to have been out there. It had been scheduled for this upcoming Monday, but Tenneby and I will actually be broadcasting from the Big H, Hazeltine National Golf Course, for the Federated Insurance Big Brothers Big Sisters golf tournament. You were out there with me last year.
Yeah, I was.
Was that last year?
Yeah, that was last year, yeah.
Maybe it was 2 years. Have you been there 2 years in a row? But I know for sure one.
That was just the 1 year.
Okay.
That was last year.
And you followed me around in a cart. We did some videos, and we broadcast live from there. So I'm doing that again on Monday with Tenneby. So we will be out there, and we always enjoy that visit because Federated, I got to think I think they've raised like $40 million or something crazy. It might even be more. I don't know, but they've raised millions of dollars to help the big brothers and big sisters. So we really like being out there and giving them the attention that they so richly deserve for putting together such a great tournament. They do a gala. They'll do that Sunday night. And then after, where they have a big dinner, the whole thing. And then there's the golf tournament at Hazeltine on Monday. And we will, Monday we'll broadcast live, but coming up tomorrow, we will be at the TCO Performance Center. How about, there's a lot of things. There's the start of Vikings training camp. The Twins lose to the Dodgers. Wild and Wolves seem to be idling right now. WNBA continues after the All-Star break. A lot of topics to get to. I'm not sure where to start. Why don't we spin the wheel of topics?
Wheel of Topics!
This is just a test you to see if you know how to do it.
Commons Golf Game.
What did you shoot today?
78.
Where'd we play?
Southern Hills.
Where'd you hit it on one?
Right up the gut.
Second shot?
Second shot. Laid up perfect. No. Wait. We had to start on 10, and then there were people already out there, so we ran out to 13. So it was right up the gut. Excuse me. And then I hit my second shot just left of the green up on the fringe. Hit a
then what?
Terrible chip. Just trickled down to the bottom of the fringe. And
then what?
2-putted for bogey. We had a great time, though. We hit knockdown, punch, cut, fade draws. And so the thing I like about today was Southern Hills is kind of gentle on my mind. It's not very long. It's fairly wide open. And, I've been struggling with my game. Well, you videoed it. Remember when you put that video together?
Yeah, I remember.
And then you sent it to me, the final product. And I was embarrassed how bad my swing was, but I didn't want to tell you, don't post that. I don't want people to see that because, that would be like.
It's authentic.
Yeah, it's authentic. And that'd be hiding from something that just is the truth, the whole truth, or some semblance of the truth. And then you'd put all that work into it. That took you some time to splice all, because, I did a lot of rambling and a lot of swings and this and that. And you're doing a lot of social for us. And so, I didn't want to say, all that hard work you just did, scratch it. So we put it out there. But my swing is getting better now. Again, I'm starting to do the things that I used to do that made me good.
We'll have to do it again so you can see the growth.
Start playing some music now. It's 12:12. Just some bumper music. Any kind of bumper music.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Anything. There you go. See, that lets me know, stop talking. It's time to go to break because, we're supposed to break at 12 or 13, 27 or 28 or 42, 57. 42 if we're straddling because we go long. We don't generally go long. So let's do this. Plenty to get to today, including controversial Vikings news. We'll do that on the other side of the break with Peek at the Purple, brought to you by Affordable Electric. But as we go to break, I think Kara has a keyword for us to try to put a grand in somebody's hand, or at least give them the opportunity to do that. You got that keyword?
Yeah, the fan and BigDeck.com wants to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Enter the keyword bills at KFAN.com now for your shot at winning. That's keyword bills. Enter it now at KFAN.com.
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
When I listen to the news, here's what I want to know. Why this story matters, who's at the center of it, and how the reporters uncovered it. And as a journalist, I want to make sure that's what you get too. I'm Elahe Izadi, co-host of the podcast Post Reports. Every weekday, my colleagues and I at The Washington Post give you the context you need on the biggest stories. Healthcare, tariffs, artificial intelligence. We've got you covered. Look for Post Reports wherever you listen to podcasts.
The last thing anyone wants is to leave behind confusion, stress, or worse, family conflict. That's why estate planning isn't just for the wealthy. It's for families like mine, and probably like yours. With Trust and Will, I created my estate plan in minutes, from naming guardians for my kids to putting our house in a trust to avoid probate. Fast, affordable, and way easier than I thought. Every plan is designed by estate planning attorneys and customized for your state. Plans start at just $199 and include essentials like healthcare directives and power of attorney. With Trust and Will's bank-level security and built-in privacy protections, your personal information and your wishes stay safe. Whether you're newly married, raising kids, caring for aging parents, or just want peace of mind, Trust and Will makes it easy to protect what matters most. Go to trustandwill.com, use code RADIO at checkout, and save 20% on your personalized plan. Because there's no better time to protect the people you love. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
A treasure trove of bananas has been stolen. And it's up to Donkey Kong and his buddy Pauline to get them back. This unlikely duo is going on a world-smashing adventure, using DK's destructive abilities to explore an underground world, and the power of Pauline singing to activate wild transformations. Donkey Kong Bonanza, available now. Rated everyone 10 and up, only on Nintendo Switch 2. Game and system sold separately.
Save the date for the 36th Annual Polo Classic. The preeminent polo event in the Twin Cities is back August 3rd at the Twin City Polo Club. Get all the details
Classic
now at KFAN.com keyword calendar.
Couple 13-14 pastime common. She's Kara Teneby out today. He'll make his triumphant return tomorrow out at the TCO Performance Center. If not, I guess you're going to get out of cleaning the State Fair booth for another day. You'll have to be out at TCO with me. You ever been out there to the Vikings practice facility?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever?
Went last year.
And were you there for? Well, were you there helping us? I have a bad memory.
I didn't go out with you guys last year.
Okay.
I was at a few like the night practices.
Oh, cool. So were you there? Were you there as a working member of the media, or were you just there as a fan?
I was there as a working member. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Did a little social bit to PA, you know?
Little social stuff
little something.
With Vox in the Box, the voice of the Vikings. I don't know if you know this, but he's a national treasure.
I know.
He truly is. He'll be out there tomorrow as well. By the way, Peek at the Purple, brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. Affordable Electric is hiring. If you're a journeyman electrician and looking for a shockingly cool job, then what you need to do is you need to go to affordable-electric.com. affordable-electric.com. Great pay, benefits, get a truck, a lot of good stuff for you. At affordable-electric.com is the place to go. Affordable-electric is, oh boy, shockingly affordable. I think tomorrow, it's sort of an annual thing with us. Vikings right tackle Brian O'Neill, I think, is scheduled to join us, and don't hold me to that. We've had Brian on the air a couple 13, 14 times. He's been with us out at camp and out at Shields for Toys for Tots. And so we'll talk with him about obviously about the training camp at the start of the season, and I think most importantly, I want to see how he's how the cohesiveness is going with the two new members of the offensive line. To his left will be new left guard guy, and then will be left the new center guy, Fries, and the hell's the other guy's name? It'll end up being a household name by the time the season's over. Trust me, I get that. But so we got two new offensive linemen and a rebuilt offensive line in that interior. We'll see what he has to say about that. He played his, I think he played his college ball at Pitt. I think he played for the Pitt Panthers, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll find out. And now I'm told by somebody that he likes to play golf. I did not know that, or maybe I did, and just like I forgot if you were with us last year out at TCO. Maybe he and I have already talked about golf.
Right,
but
right.
We are going to do that. PA and Nordo will be out there as well tomorrow. If you're planning to go as a fan, and it's pretty well attended. I think most people who have been out there can attest to that. There are a lot of people that like to go out to a Vikings training camp. I think the first padded practice will be a week from yesterday, be on Monday, the 28th. And there will be one night practice at TCO Stadium. That'll be Monday, August 4th. That's a 7:00 start. How special is this? Sauce and Norda will be broadcasting that evening. So think about the loyalty and the dedication of Meat Sauce, despite the fact that he'll have to get up bright and early in the morning. Oh, I don't know about how bright he'll be, but it will be early. He has to be on the air at 5:30. He and Norda are going to do a special broadcast that evening on that Monday. I don't know. I thought the number was like 10 open practices for fans. I think there's like 10 of them that are open. They got top secret ones too, where no one's allowed to see. They will have 10 of them. What else do they got going? I thought I saw, this is a piece I just found in the Fish Wrap Factory West Side. You can go to Vikings.com/camp to get tickets. 11-day practices are $10 for adults, $5 for kids, free for season ticket holders and children 36 inches or shorter. So my guess is they got somebody with a tape measure or a yardstick, right? They measured how tall the kid. What if you're like 36 and 3/4?
It's like a roller coaster.
What if you're like 36 and 3/4? Did they just say, sorry, kid, you don't make the cut? Do you think there's a little leeway? I guess you really can't, because then where do you cut off the leeway? If you say, well, he's just a titch over 36, I'll let him in. Then the next kid comes in and he's 2 titches above 36. Well, no, 2 titches is too much. Well, wait, now who are you to say how much? So it's got to be 36 inches. And now what if you squish your hair way down? See what I'm saying? Because maybe if you measure up to like let's say you've got a tall head of hair, you might want to squish that down before going in. Up to 4,000 tickets will be available most days, 7,000 for the night practice. Tickets and parking passes are digital and accessible only on the Vikings app. TCO Performance Center typically will open at noon each day with practice at 2:30. For night practices, the gates open at 5 and practice will begin at 7. They will be doing another one of those joint practice sessions. The Patriots will be in town on the 13th and the 14th of August. Then they play a game at US Bank on the 16th. I will not be there on the 13th and the 14th. I'm going to be up in I'm doing my vocal maintenance. That PA does. I'm going to be out that week. So, but I again, looking at the schedule, it's possible Teneby will be out there, but he might just be back here in studio. So there's pretty much the autographs are available too. You get a colored wristband, and it determines what group you get in, and blah blah blah. So there's plenty to do, and it all starts. It will start today, but our first broadcast, both of us, PA and Nordo, tomorrow at 9 to noon, and then we'll take over from noon until 3. Peek at the Purple, brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. If you're looking for work, if you are a journeyman electrician and you're looking for employment, maybe you're just looking for a new start. Maybe you don't have a job right now. You're between jobs. Go to affordable-electric.com and apply online. That's affordable-electric. And remember, they are shockingly affordable. Someone just sent me a text asking about the joint practice. I think that's the only one. I don't think they're doing two, are they? As far as I know, it's just the one against the Patriots. Or maybe we're doing one somewhere else. It's possible when we travel for one of our road, because there's, 3 preseason games? I'm assuming at least one's got to be on the road. Maybe we're doing a joint practice on the road somewhere. But as far as here, I think that's the only joint practice is with the Patriots. Play some music. I mean, even though it's not time.
It's not time.
Yeah, right. I want to break early. Sorry. What's the name of this one?
Garage Vibe.
Garage Vibe.
The one before was Garage Rock.
Oh, and this is Garage Vibe. I've got to clean my garage. Every spring, like in May, I take everything out of the garage. I sweep it. Then I hose it down. Then I put some...
You hose your garage? Is that normal?
Yeah. Well, sure. You got to sweep out, get it wet. And then you take garage floor soap and put it on there. And I take a brush and I brush the entire garage floor. Then I rinse it off and let it air dry. It's all because I have to take everything out of the garage. It's an all-day project. That's usually done in May. What's the date today?
It is July 22nd.
I'm a couple months behind.
Just a little bit.
Well, you know what I used to do? Did I ever tell you this?
I don't know.
In the first house I owned, we had 3 pine trees in the backyard. That I plant. Well, I didn't plant them myself. We brought them in. I didn't actually lift them out of the truck, but we had 3 pine trees planted. And I put Christmas lights on it. And my wife kept on bugging me to take them down, right? Well, then it got to be January, February, March, April, May, June. So then it got to be, what's halfway to Christmas? Would that be June 1st? Or would it be July 1st? So it was like July 3rd.
Or June. Yeah, June.
So it was June something or other. And I said, well, we're closer to Christmas, the next Christmas, than we are from the Christmas that just went by. She didn't like that answer. They got to come down. So I stomped out there and got it. But doesn't that make sense to you? If you're closer to the next Christmas...
Yeah.
Well, then why would you bother taking them down? It doesn't. To me, it's like as long as they're already there, just let them stay. But I don't know what they were hurting, but that is neither here nor there. A quick break. We'll come back with more. It's the Common Man program right here on The Fan.
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
When I listen to the news, here's what I want to know. Why this story matters, who's at the center of it, and how the reporters uncovered it. And as a journalist, I want to make sure that's what you get too. I'm Elahe Izadi, co-host of the podcast Post Reports. Every weekday, my colleagues and I at The Washington Post give you the context you need on the biggest stories. Healthcare, tariffs, artificial intelligence. We've got you covered. Look for Post Reports wherever you listen to podcasts.
The last thing anyone wants is to leave behind confusion, stress, or worse, family conflict. That's why estate planning isn't just for the wealthy. It's for families like mine, and probably like yours. With Trust and Will, I created my estate plan in minutes, from naming guardians for my kids to putting our house in a trust to avoid probate. Fast, affordable, and way easier than I thought. Every plan is designed by estate planning attorneys and customized for your state. Plans start at just $199 and include essentials like healthcare directives and power of attorney. With Trust and Will's bank-level security and built-in privacy protections, your personal information and your wishes stay safe. Whether you're newly married, raising kids, caring for aging parents, or just want peace of mind, Trust & Will makes it easy to protect what matters most. Go to trustandwill.com, use code RADIO at checkout, and save 20% on your personalized plan. Because there's no better time to protect the people you love. Trust & Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
A treasure trove of bananas has been stolen, and it's up to Donkey Kong and his buddy Pauline to get them back. This unlikely duo is going on a world-smashing adventure, using DK's destructive abilities to explore an underground world, and the power of Pauline singing to activate wild transformations. Donkey Kong Bonanza, available now. Rated everyone 10 and up, only on Nintendo Switch 2. Game and system sold separately.
We've got something big cooking, but we can't tell you just yet. Tune into the Power Trip Morning Show this Wednesday at 8 a.m. for an announcement that you'll absolutely want to be a part of. Don't miss out.
Why don't we get to have exciting things like that on the Common Man program?
I don't know.
No, let me ask you a question. I know you can't reveal it. Do you know what the exciting announcement is?
I don't know what this is exciting. No.
I think you know, and you're just not telling me.
Right.
Because I have no idea what it is. I'm always the last to know about anything around here. Wonder what it is. Guess we'll have to tune in at what time? 8 o'clock?
At 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, what a bad break for me. I'm busy at 8 o'clock. No, it's a bad break for me because at 8 o'clock, I think, let's see, it's 20. I'll probably be teeing off on, we're starting on the backside. So I'll probably be teeing off on number 1. I'll be just starting the backside. What a bad break for me. Will you'll listen.
I'll listen. I'll let you know.
Will you text me right away and let me know what the major announcement is? Because I'm really curious to what it is. The Lions were the very first team to report to training camp because guess what? Boy, they're on a mission. Have you heard how bad it is for them already?
No.
So Levi Onwuzurike, a really critical piece of the defensive unit for the Lions. He's out for the year. He shredded his knee. It's like hamburger. Then it was announced today that Anzalone, their really good linebacker, he's got a hamstring problem. They have no idea when he's coming back. And those hammies are those nagging type of injuries that anybody that's followed sports as your whole life, just sports, realizes that hammies can heal quickly or they can last all season long, and they're just not any good without Anzalone. So, and then I just saw a headline, and all I have is the headline because Deuce, who I created from my texted me a screenshot that just says Dan Campbell kicks Lions player out of practice for being too physical. So now we're kicking guys out of practice. We've got all sorts of players injured. I think it's over for the Lions. I think their window has been shut close. It's a three-team race now in the NL Central, or no, what do we call it now? North. It's between the Packers, the Vikings, and the Bears. I think the Lions. This is the beginning of the middle of the end for them. The Twins last night took on the Dodgers. That was it. Now, I didn't see it. Full disclosure, I was Betty by because I had an early tea time today, and that was they're out on the West Coast like a 9-10 start. But I heard it was a terrific game, and Correa. It went right down to the last pitch. Correa hit with 2 guys on, down 3. He hit a smash to center field. That was I don't recall the name of the outfielder, but whoever it was for the Dodgers. He did the old, now you see it, now you don't. He grabbed the ball as it was going over the fence, and that was the end of the game. Buxton greeted Ohtani with a home run on, was it the second pitch of the game, third pitch of the game? And then Ohtani returned the favor the following inning, hitting a 2-run homer. Good game, and again, I'm not big on moral victories, but the Dodgers are a pretty talented club. I guess Correa was hearing it all the entire game. They're not happy in L.A. because of the cheating scandal with the Astros, if they're the trash can thing. So they were chanting cheater the entire game. And I liked Correa's response to that. He's already I don't think any of those players that were involved in the trash can scandal have ever tried to deny it. I think they've all pretty much said, yeah, well, what are you going to do? And they've all apologized in one way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, it even says in this piece that was wrote by Phil Miller, who's covering the club right now, says Correa, 8 years later, still the personification of evil to L.A. Dodgers fans because of the Houston Astros trash-banging, sign-stealing in the 2017 World Series at the final pitch to Dodgers Stadium center field wall. Correa was, it says, he said he goes, I thought it was out too, the ball, but it didn't go out. He received 100 decibel booing and cheater chants. And the story goes on to say, he says, it's a game, it's entertainment. I'm glad the fans can come and have fun, said Correa, who long ago fessed up to his role in the scandal. So again, it's not as though anybody's in denial about it. They're devoted fans that love their team and they know the game. That's fun. When you're a home player and you have fans like that who back you up and they're always there for you, you have to admire that. Buxton wasn't so sure. Here's what he said. It's very motivating. It's motivating for me, too. He's side by side with me, and I don't like it, so I know he don't like it. It's just one of those things where you've kind of got a little more of a chip on your shoulder to try to go out there and get the job done, though that chip on the shoulder was placed there by the player himself. They all knew what they were doing. There was there's no excuse for it. I mean, it's like, and you know, they don't take trophies away. They still got the trophy, the whole thing like that. But it was, I don't know if I'd put it on the Black Sox type scandal, but certainly it was, it's unacceptable. You can't, it's just like, I mean, I get it. Look, I have fun with Lieber and both Lieber and Pete Burcich have given me the old, if he ain't cheating, he ain't trying, right? And I mean, again, there are there different degrees of cheating? Like, we hear this all the time. You could call holding on every play in the National Football League. So I guess technically if you're grabbing hold of a guy's jersey and holding him to try to protect the quarterback or to, running back's coming through a hole that's to your left and you're trying to keep the defensive player you're responsible for from tackling him, you grab his jersey, I guess technically you could say it's cheating, right? Well, here's another one for you. This, to me, is acceptable cheating. Let's say you're a defensive back and you get burned and the guy gets open behind you by a couple of steps. Quarterback heaves it down the field. It's going to be a tutty. He's going to catch it in stride. I think you're better off tackling the wide receiver. If you're the defensive back and you can tackle him. Don't let him catch that. Better to have it, 1st and 10 on a 35-yard penalty than a tutty. So, but that's still cheating, I guess, technically, because you dragged him down to the ground. But when you steal a sign and then you're banging on a trash can to signal what pitches, I bet there's some people that think all's well, all's fair in love and war. But I don't feel that way. But Twins. So again, that's 3 of the last 4 they've lost since the All-Star break. 2 of those to the rock bottom Rockies, and so you check them. The standings in the American League, and the Tigers lost again. The Tigers are in the midst of a slump right now. They've lost, I think they lost 4 in a row. They won a game against Houston, I think, and then they went back and they lost to Pittsburgh. And if I'm not mistaken, Pittsburgh's a terrible team in a terrible city with terrible fans. Yeah, they're rock bottom too. They're at 40-61 and last in the NL Central. So this would be your opportunity, I guess, to try to pick up some ground in the standings if you're the Twins, but losing 3 of 4 from the All-Star break, including 2 of 3 to the rock bottom Rockies. Twins remain 11.5 out of first place, and there's one, not including first place teams in each division. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams right now in the American League with better records than the Twins. Now, some of those are only a game or two, so that those wild card teams can be you could overtake them with a winning streak. This one says, sure, all the trash can bangers admitted they cheated, but people are still upset because there was no accountability for anyone. No one got any real punishment. Yeah, I don't think they did. I don't think there were fines or suspensions that I'm aware of, and they didn't say, well, we're taking the trophy, we're vacating the trophy, we're vacating the World Series championship. They didn't do that, so there really was no punishment for the players, and they all continue to play in the league. So, yeah, they did get off with, I don't even know if you call it a hand slap, unless there's something I'm forgetting. Maybe there was some type of there was some sort of repercussions, but I don't think there were. Someone else texts, what about the 1997 Gopher basketball team? Now that one, again, we've discussed that since the day it broke back in 1990. I was on these airways when that story broke. As a matter of fact, I think it was one of the guys from the Pioneer Press. I think George, was it Dorman? I think George Dorman was the guy that broke the story. And that was an academic scandal. And there were those that said, well, come on. It's not like they shaved points or but they did play, again, it's I understand people's frustration. It was coursework done for players that would allow them to be eligible to play. Because if you don't keep up your grades, I'm assuming that's what they still do it in college, right? If your grade point average dips to a certain point, part of being a student athlete is your grades aren't any good. Either get them up to a certain, and I don't even think the bar is that high. I think it's like if you get C's, maybe even a couple of D's thrown in there, they allow you to continue to play. But if you don't, you get benched. And in an effort to make players eligible,
they need a minimum GPA of a 2.3 of 2.3.
What's a 2.3? What would that
2.3 GPA? Right,
but I mean, what would that be? Like a 4.0 means you got all A's.
All A's,
right?
Yeah.
So what would a 2.3? That'd be like
like all C's, like consistently getting C's. Maybe a B or two in there.
And that's what. Do you know why you know that I have not only 4 years of college eligibility remaining, but 2 of high school? Do you know why I quit? I finally decided to really apply myself in the classroom, right? So we had a big test coming up. And so I studied that test. I burned the midnight oil. I was cramming for that test for weeks, and I still ended up getting a C on my hepatitis test. Can you give me a rim shot there?
Yep.
It's okay. I got it. Did you like that joke? I thought you would. It's pretty funny, isn't it?
Pretty good.
How about this? You want another one?
Yeah, let's go.
So, I really was actually a pretty good student at school. As a matter of fact, my teacher asked me, we were in class, it was in 3rd grade, and she said, can anybody use the word before in a sentence? And I raised my hand, and she said, Dan? And I said, yeah. I said, 2 + 2 be 4. Did you even get that?
No.
You didn't get that joke?
I didn't get that joke.
Let me do it again.
All right.
Can anybody use the word before in a sentence? And I said 2 + 2 be 4. You really?
It's really not landing over here.
It's a little highbrow. I get it. I've got that sort of that Dennis Miller. Matter of fact, I've been compared to my comedic stylings have been compared to like Dennis Miller, Jerry Stiller, and Phyllis Diller. So I guess that would kind of go over your head. I'd be like, that's the thinking man's kind of a joke. 2 +, can you use the word before? Like, before I go to work today, I'm going to play golf. And I said 2 + 2 be 4. Do you get it now? You're not even listening to me, are you?
I'm looking up the joke.
Well, I'm telling you the joke. I'm trying to explain it to you. If I were to say I'm going to go, before I go to work, I'm going to play golf.
Right. Okay. Yep,
B-F-O-R-E.
Yeah, you got me.
And then I raised my hand. I said 2 + 2 be 4. That's not the word before.
Yeah. No, I got it. 4. Sorry.
Well, you don't have to be sorry. I think you just...
That was a low moment. That was a low moment.
It's got to be a low moment for you.
It's a pretty low moment.
That's got to be really low, isn't it? Well, let me see if you get this one.
All right.
Why did the banana go to the doctor's office?
Why?
Because he didn't peel well. Now, do you get that one? Do you get that one? Is that one?
That one. Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure you got that one.
Right.
Very good. I got that from Deuce. If the opposing team is able to figure out how to steal signs, why is that cheating? The other team needs to do a better job of concealing their signs. Reminds me of card counting and blackjack. If someone has the ability to outsmart the dealer, why should they be penalized for that? Well, I think it's a bit more complicated than that. I don't know if they were using electronics. They were usually actually video cameras to do it, which I don't think is allowed. I mean, yeah, if you're standing on second base as a base runner and you see the catcher going through his, 2 fingers down, then 1 down, and then across, and then they throw a pitch, and you say, hey, that must be when he throws his slurve or slider. That's one thing. Plus, when you're signaling with the trash can, that just that doesn't. That's just not. That's.
I mean, where does it compare with Deflategate?
Well, that was certainly cheating.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
if they say the football is supposed to have 13, 14 pounds per square inch of air and you have less or more than that. Now, I will say this. I mean, I absolutely positively believe that Brady did that. And I would bet other quarterbacks have done the same thing. I mean, you've chucked the football around in the backyard before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like a little squishier ball. If it's got, especially, look at, when that football is at whatever how many pounds per square inch is legal, it's pretty taut. Do you know what the word taut is? T-A-U-H. You familiar with that word?
Yes.
Not like taught you a joke, but taut. T-A-U-T.
Mm-hmm.
Could you look that word up for me and then tell me what the definition is?
Yeah. Okay.
And I put my hand and try.
It's stretched or pulled tight.
Yes. So but it's harder for me to get my hand and really put that to get the laces to cut through the air like I'm capable of doing. I can spin it, right? But if the little bit of the air is out and you can squeeze it ever so slightly, well, then I can really get a little extra zip on the ball and really have the laces cut through the wind. And I bet other quarterbacks like it at a certain spot too. And you just tell ball boy guy, hey, stick that needle in there and just let out just let out 3. So you then it's right where you want it. Of course, then I think the following week, the best part was for Brady. I think the following week after, or shortly thereafter, whenever it was when the accusations came down, obviously I think they were testing the balls much more closely, and I think he threw for like 400 yards and 6 touchdowns or something like that. So I don't think it really, I don't think it was like the difference between him being one of the best quarterbacks in pro football to basically, as Church said, Brady's done. He's not even the best quarterback on his roster. I don't think there's that much of a difference, but certainly it's cheating. This one says, I would call holding and the like as gamesmanship. Jump the snap, hold, trying to get an edge within the game. Banging trash cans and the rest are legitimate cheating, things you could get banned from the league for. I don't know. I mean, like, for instance, when you're watching a football game, there's all sorts of grabbing a jersey. It happened in basketball too. You'll see a guy, you're defending him and he's going to make a cut into the paint and you're a step behind him. You tug at his jersey and hope the ref doesn't see it. That's still cheating. If you want to call it gamesmanship, I guess you can. There's another text message from Ed in St. Paul. He says, if you recall, the commissioner called the World Series trophy a piece of metal and junk, so the Astros manager, Hinch, was fired and suspended until he was later hired by the Tigers. GM and was also fired. All players were granted immunity from punishment in exchange for their cooperation with the investigation. Team was fined and lost multiple draft picks. So there was some repercussions. And I do remember now, yes, that Hinch was suspended, and so was the GM, I guess. So they did suffer some consequences. But Hinch is now, I think, he's manager of the Tigers now. So, and he did it. I mean, the commissioner blundered, and was it Pete Rozelle at the time? I think it might have been, was the commissioner. Do you recall? Was it Pete Rozelle, Major League Baseball commissioner? Maybe it was Bart Giamatti, but somebody basically, in trying to downplay, they said, well, it's really not a big deal. It's just a chunk of metal they're playing for, like really basically. It was seriously, I think most people were like, well, then, I mean, I think some of the players even said, well, what do you mean it's just a piece of metal? That's what we play all season for. This is what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to win this trophy. And he just basically was trying to downplay, well, what's the big deal if they cheated? It's just a chunk of metal. It's not a big deal. And I don't think that went over real well with a lot of the players, but if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, I guess. When it comes to pitchers, we've seen it for years. Here's a name I know you're not going to recognize, a guy named Gaylord Perry. He's long gone, pitched back in the 60s and 70s, pitched for Cleveland, several other organizations. I think his his cousin, Jim Perry, pitched for the Twins. And Gaylord Perry was known for doctoring the baseball. He'd be throwing spitballs. Basically, it wasn't always just spit, it'd be, a little Vaseline under the cap. And Gaylord Perry was one of those guys where he would, it was like a game to him. He would stand on the mound and he would touch the bill of his cap and behind his ear and this and that and the other thing. I think it was more trying to get in your head, is he really doctoring the baseball? And he was sort of, what's the word I'm looking? It was romanticized. It was like, boy, and then Joe Niekro, they busted him when he pitched for the Twins. He had a nail file in the back of his back pocket. And he was saying, I'd like to file my nails between innings. And it was like, the accusation was, no, he's trying to scuff up the baseball with it to get that baseball to do weird things. That's why you throw a spitball. You throw a spitball, gets the ball to drop, spin, turn, whatever the case may be. And this was all romanticized back in the olden days. But it was cheating, plain and simple. That's why you see now, and I don't think they do it every inning, do they? But every inning or two, the pitcher will come off the mound, and he'll go up to the umpire, and the umpire will check his glove, check his hat, see if he's been using any type of foreign substance to doctor the baseball. So let's take a break. The legendary Mark Rosen, if he's back, unless he's lost in the wilderness. It's possible he never got back because he was going deep into the roughing it Rosen is what we like to call it. He'll join us at 2. But on the other side of the break, Kara's got 534 for us. Now, did Teneby tell you you're supposed to tease one of the questions?
He did.
Can you do that for us?
Oh, no, he didn't. Sorry.
Oh, he didn't? No, you're supposed to tease one. And you tease it by saying, well, you do the tease however you want. You're supposed to try to get people to go, I can't wait till they get back for the next segment.
Let's see here. Let's see the list as we've got. I don't even know. Come on, you're doing that to me. Okay, we've got a Western Conference tiers for the Wolves, I guess. Got that, I guess. Sorry, I didn't sell that.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's horrible.
No, that was
pretty rough.
Hold on. Let's try that again. Western Conference, and you might say something like, We've tiered the Western Conference, and there might be a surprise or two. Go ahead and say it.
All right, we've tiered the Western Conference. There might be a surprise or two.
Oh my God. See, that'll get me to come back. I'm going to go make my lunch. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more of the Common Man program here on The Fan.
Football is back. Let's go, baby! On July 26th and 27th, teams across the league take the field for Back Together Weekend, presented by YouTube TV. Let's do it for fans! With 2 full days of practices, player interviews, and behind-the-scenes access, it's a can't-miss NFL reunion. Back Together Weekend, presented by YouTube TV, July 26th and 27th. Go to NFL.com/BackTogetherWeekend for more information.
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. A treasure trove of bananas has been stolen, and it's up to Donkey Kong and his buddy Pauline to get them back. This unlikely duo is going on a world-smashing adventure, using DK's destructive abilities to explore an underground world, and the power of Pauline singing to activate wild transformations. Donkey Kong Bonanza, available now. Rated everyone 10 and up, only on Nintendo Switch 2. Game and system sold separately.
Saks Off 5th, up to 70% off every day. Summer is officially here. Time to dress like it. From breezy linen and floral dresses to chic sandals and beach-ready swim. Saks Off 5th has the designer styles you'll live in all season long. Plus, shop new arrivals every week. You'll find Alice & Olivia, Valentino Garavani, Versace, Stuart Weitzman, and more. Head to SaksOff5th.com or a Saks Off 5th store near you for up to 70% off every day.